Okay, so guys, we're interviewing my Esquadra, the girl who's so hardworking and forming bubbles. He would join all the bubbles. She would join the Sunday group. She would join the Wednesday group. She would join the Lusau group. Any bubbles out there, she would join it. And then she would force herself into the bubbles. Like join ako, join. And then like every day she would say, "Uy, wala bang bubbles?" Okay, Mai, tell me about your experience. Your exam was when?
December 29, sir, in
What day
BGC.
was that?
Uh,
29
um,
was like Wednesday. Wednesday, correct?
Wednesday siguro, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what time was your exam?
My LRW started at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Yeah. Then I came back 1:10 because my speaking
What?
test would be at
You
1:40.
already had time for
So
lunch.
yeah, sir.
Where did you have your lunch?
Just across the street, Jollibee.
Jollibee. Okay.
Yes.
And then the 9:10, I mean the 9 o'clock LRW exam, what time did you have to be there?
8 a.m. I was there
Oh, you had
before
to be
8.
there by 8. Were you there by 8?
Yes, sir. I
Okay.
actually walked going there.
Oh, you walked from Pembo, from Sembo,
Yes,
from
sir.
Embo. I see. Yeah, better to just walk. Okay.
Since it's early in the morning pa. Oh,
Yeah. And then everybody's walking to BGC anyway, right? From where we are.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
In the end, let's jump to the speaking. So your lunch was barely an hour, correct?
Yes, sir.
Your LRW ended at around 12, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
12:03, ganun.
What did you eat at Jollibee?
Chicken spag, my favorite.
Fried chicken.
Chicken spag, opo.
Chicken. Okay. Do you know that the chicken towel? Do you know that incident?
Yeah,
That
I
wasn't
saw it.
that branch.
Ah,
That's the branch.
really?
Yeah, that's the Jollibee branch. That's the
Ah,
branch that closed. They had to close, because there was an uproar, right?
yes, sir.
They had to
But I
close, do
think,
some investigation, stuff like that. That was the branch.
but there were a lot of customers that time. Maybe they
I
regained their
see. Yeah, yeah,
reputation.
Jollibee is so big. There's no way to bring it down, right? Anyway,
Jollibee pa din.
and so you went back, and then so you were there at what time? Back at British Council.
um, Maybe before 1:10 in the
Okay,
afternoon, sir.
all right. And so you already had your slot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where did you go for the speaking? You went into a room.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
There were two rooms for speaking.
Okay.
Uh, right after the first participant, maybe
Mhm.
she started at 1:20.
Mhm.
Then 20 minutes after, I was I was next, but in a different room.
Okay. I wonder where the examiner was. He was inside.
It was a video call, sir.
Oh, you mean the examiner wasn't in the building?
Uh, uh no, sir. The invigilator
Mhm.
uh told me that they're foreigners and they're
Mhm.
globally like that.
Okay. Oh, they were abroad, you mean?
I think so, sir. That
Mhm.
was she said.
Okay. And then, so how did it go? So you sat down. Did you have your face mask on? I'm sure you did, right?
Yeah, sir. Fortunately, they didn't require face shield anymore because
Okay.
according to the email, I should bring one. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
At first, sir, I was hoping that my examiner would be a foreigner since I've heard Filipinos are more, you know, perfectionist. So
Yeah.
when I took a glance to the first examiner, I
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that he's a foreigner uh, man. And then
Mhm.
when it was my turn, I I recognized that my examiner is a really Filipino looking, but when
Mhm.
she talked, she had a British accent, so I'm
Okay.
confused. And her name is Erickson. She's she's she was friendly. She smiled.
Mhm.
Yes, but she looked like a principal, a strict one looking.
Mhm.
So I was nervous. Oh my god, this is a Filipino. I think this is a Filipino. Just have a British accent.
Okay. Was she younger?
Ah, ma mga principal ano talaga sir, edad. Mga
Hey, I don't understand Tagalog.
mga mid 50s maybe like that.
Umasa lang ang Tagalog no. Mid
Maybe
50s.
around 50s.
Mhm. All right. And did she ask you to take your mask off?
No, sir. But
Oh, you were
she
talking
was
with your
not.
mask.
Yes, sir. But she was not
Oh,
wearing one.
okay. That's unfair. Sige, tell us how it went.
So, yeah, she started it smiling. So I felt comfortable. And
Mhm.
then the maybe her first question would,
Mhm.
well, my name, of course. Then, where do I live? And then
Mhm.
about my hometown, where I grew, and describe it in a little. And then she
So
also
you were
asked
ready for
me,
those questions, right?
yes, sir. Those questions were already uh, asked during the
Mhm.
Babos workshop. So
Mhm.
hometown, headset, what
Headset.
else? TV. What's your favorite TV
Headset. Wait.
program?
What about the headset? What was that all about?
Uh, uh, do you use headset? When do you
Mhm.
use and when do you not use headset?
Mhm.
I remember you asked me that, sir. So
Mhm.
the one I answered, I remember Ma'am EJ asked me about headset when we were in the
Mhm.
bubbles.
Yeah.
Tapos, yeah, the same question. When do I not use headset? And I said,
Mhm.
every time. I rarely use it actually, since my ears itch whenever I use it. So
Mm.
yeah, this go. Oh my god, this is like a uh
A
deja
bubble.
vu. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I already answered those questions.
I see. So
In
those were the
part two,
questions in the app, the speaking assistant app.
no,
Correct.
maybe they were there, but
Mm.
I really remembered it since
Mhm.
it was asked by
Mhm.
by you and my other classmates, Ma'am
Okay.
Carla, Ma'am EJ.
All right. What else?
You well,
TV. What about the TV question? What was
TV.
that all about?
What's your favorite TV program? Said news program, and then she
She
also
said
asked.
news program.
Yeah, yun lang naman pinapanood ko, sir. News
Oh,
lang sa
okay.
TV.
All
Ah,
right.
TV
What news
program,
program
sir,
do
di
you
ba?
watch?
TV Patrol.
Oh, I see.
Sa current events. Tapos,
Mm.
uh, uh, do you, for you, what would you recommend
Mhm.
a program to be showed in a television?
Mhm.
I answered, values formation, Kemi.
Okay.
Like that, sir. In
That's
order to,
universe.
in order to mga drug addicts, ganun, mga
Yeah.
prostitution, to correct their,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Then the part 2 comes, sir.
That was it for part one.
Yes, sir. Yun lang yung naalala ko.
Mhm.
Headset, TV,
Mhm.
hometown. Yun. Iba-iba. It
Okay.
was really,
So it was easy that part. So you
yeah.
drilled it to
I
death,
drilled
right?
it. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
I
That's
see.
the use of drilling.
Yeah. Okay.
Familiar questions. And you answered it. before, so can
You should have said something like, Mr. Examiner, is that the best you can give? Ganun. Yeah.
okay na yun, sir.
Yeah,
Part
please
3
make it a
bumawi,
challenge
sir.
for me. Okay, so part two came along.
Then there's a part two, sir. Well, before I sat on the speaking test,
Mm,
I took a glance on the questions in speaking app, and I
mm,
saw this question that
it came out.
old old people about old people that I
Mm,
find interesting, and then
mm,
I formulate an answer
okay.
minutes before, and then the question went in the actual exam. The question
Mm,
went foreigner
mm,
foreigner person, and
mm,
I remembered that uh, the one I was thinking was a foreigner too. So
mm.
what I formulated in my mind, that was the also answers that
What was the
I
question again? Describe a foreigner you find interesting.
foreigner. Oh yes, sir.
I see.
So
Okay, so who
it
was
just
this?
happened that I was thinking of an old foreigner. So
I see.
fortunately, I was able to describe one, and I didn't
Mm.
have to think really hard.
Wait, the questions, they flashed it on screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then you had your paper and pen beside you.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Actually, the pen, they will give you a pencil during LRW, and you will bring
Mm-hmm.
it along with you during SPK exam, and then there's a
Mm,
small sheet of paper. That's the only thing that you will bring during the
okay.
speaking,
You
and you will.
know,
Yes,
when I
sir.
took my exam, what they had was a piece of scratch paper. Like IELTS, you're so expensive. All you can give is,
Scratch.
yeah, just this piece of scratch paper.
At least, sir.
You cut it out into a fourth, the
Yeah,
fourth.
just
That's it.
maybe just like that size,
Hmm.
sir, but it was not the scratch one.
No, I
It's
think it was
it was
like
a blue one. Yeah.
a notepad, something like that. And
Yes,
then,
sir.
did you were you allowed to take the pencil home?
Yeah, actually, I was returning it after the exam,
Mhm.
and the invigilator told me that, yeah, that's yours souvenir.
Mhm.
That's take
Okay.
it as a souvenir.
The pencil had IELTS on it.
No, sir. It was
None. My God, you paid 11,650.
yes,
Wala
sir.
man lang.
That was your only
Damn.
souvenir.
Darn. Okay. Anyway, so who is this person that you mentioned?
Keith O'Hare.
Who is Keith O'Hare?
Ano sir, speaking ano rin, speaking previous examiner, IELTS examiner, sir, that keeps
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know
posting
this guy. Yeah.
videos, yeah,
Okay.
mga
Yeah.
strategies, ganun.
Okay. Was he an examiner or
Yeah,
sinasabi
sir.
lang niya?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he
remember.
worked
I do
in
get to
British
watch some of
Council.
his videos.
Yes, sir.
He gives out free speaking exercises, doesn't he?
I am just watching his videos, sir.
I see. Okay. Yeah, but some students tell me he's not really the one there. Somebody else is handling it. Anyway, all
yes,
right.
sir.
So you mentioned
Maybe.
him. Why? So why was he interesting to you? Because he was bald.
No, sir. He since
Mm-hmm.
maybe because he was the one I was thinking, an old
Mm-hmm.
person. That's why
Mm-hmm.
uh, he really he was the one I remembered during the exam. Oh, this is
Mm-hmm.
similar for to what I studied, to what I formulated.
Okay.
So that's the first thing that I wrote, his
Okay.
name.
And how did that go? Smooth. You consumed the
Yeah,
2 minutes.
yeah, sir. She interrupted me.
Mm-hmm.
Since I consumed it, I made sure to answer all the questions.
Mm-hmm.
Then I make it longer at the last part.
Okay. Alright. Sige. And then part 3 comes along.
And then part 3, yun
Mhm.
na napasimangot na siya, sir. Yun,
Mhm.
oo, she was, maybe she was, I think she was looking for more specific answers. I
Mhm.
was not sure. Well, the first question on part 3 maybe was, ano ba yun? Wait lang sir. Um, do you,
Old
uh,
people.
no sir, foreigner din,
Mhm.
international. Ah, what are
Mhm.
the benefits of living in a different country? Yun,
Okay.
since we were
So
talking
easy.
about international foreigners. Yeah,
Mhm.
sabi ko, I said, uh, maybe it depends on their intention o ganun,
Mhm.
ganun, sir.
Mhm.
Tapos, what are the things that can get in the way between two, two nationalities? Sa, kumbaga
Okay.
sa relasyon ng two countries, what are the things that can get in the way?
Mhm.
Yun na, doon na gumugulo isip ko, sir.
Mhm.
Tapos, what are the,
What did you answer to that?
um, there are, since these two nationalities have different cultures,
Mhm.
like us, ay second sir pala dapat sa ano, 'di ba? What are the benefits? Tapos follow up question niya doon, parang what ano, what do you need to do first before going in a different country? What do you need to
Mhm.
prepare like that? Uh,
Oh, how did you answer that?
I
Money.
said, no, sir, I said, I should learn about their culture first in order for me not to peace them, or to
Mhm.
irritate them in a way. I
Mhm.
have to make sure that I will not make chaos when I get there. Yun, parang
Mhm.
pag-aralan ko muna. Yun. Tapos,
Mhm.
yun na sir, yung general na,
Mhm.
uh, she asked me about in general, yun na, yung what are the things that can get in the way to
Mhm.
countries.
Mhm.
Tapos, what are the
What?
ways
How
that
did you answer
can,
that?
uh, yun, sir, personal
Interpreting.
agenda. There are personal agenda that can get in the way. There are also, uh, like nag-ano na ako, sir, doon na ako nagpapanik, nag-specific, ano
Mhm.
na agad ako, nag-example na agad ako. Like as Filipinos, we have
Mhm.
this attitude of being late in a meeting. So it
Mhm.
can it can delay the meeting, or it cannot uh, meet the
Mhm.
meet
Okay.
the agenda during the meeting, since we are coming late. We are known for being late.
Mhm.
And mga culture, sir, no? Yung
Mhm.
pagka. Then yun, what are the things that could resolve this?
Mhm.
Yun na, doon na siya. No, no, hindi ko na kasi masagot sa'yo na maayos na kasi mangot na. So, oh my God, parang hirap. Hindi
How,
ko pa
how
kasi
could you
na,
resolve that? How? What did you answer?
I said, sir, uh, at least I somehow mentioned, uh, tawag dito, an idiom. Sabi, they should meet halfway like that, and have common
Mhm.
rules and regulations in order for them to follow, so that they would not lead into misunderstandings, or they
Mhm.
will base their you know, sa rules.
Okay. So far, so good. Okay naman.
Ang hirap kasi, sir, na hindi ko pa na-encounter na tanong, alam mo yun. Dapat
Mhm.
talaga lagi kang may kausap para dumami yung alam mo eh.
You didn't try to use any of the cheats.
Hindi na,
It never entered your mind.
yes, hindi, I wasn't thinking that, sir, since
Mhm.
I was really focusing on answering the question.
Mm. Anything else?
Mm, that's That's the only thing I remember.
And then she said, "That's the end of the speaking test."
That's the end of your speaking test. Ang ganda ng boses. Parang,
Okay.
oh,
So you weren't really feeling very good about it.
sir,
You
I was
weren't feeling good about it.
yes, sir. On part three, I was okay at part one and part two since I think I made it, but on part three, oh my god, her face was
Hmm.
yeah, that
Okay.
what threatened me.
Okay. Okay. Sige. So we are going to simulate a speaking test. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, so good evening to you.
Good evening,
Wait,
sir.
do you know there are evening tests as well nowadays? Wow, man.
Yeah, sir. I heard a whole day.
Yeah, like speaking test in the evening. Gosh, that's so tiring. Okay. Anyway, so for this first part, I'd just like to ask you a few questions about yourself. So first of all, could you tell me about games? What games are popular in your country?
Well, it really depends on what time you would be asking. If we will recall at the past times when I was younger, we were more into games that were physical, that were using
Mhm,
physical, like
mhm,
running or hide and seek. But now, I think children are more into video games or
mhm.
mobile games.
Okay. What about when you were younger? What kind of games did you play?
Well, I was really active in playing games like hide and seek. For example, we also
Mhm,
played marbles uh, on the ground, uh,
mhm,
where where we will go home with our hands being dirty.
mhm. Okay. Do you have an electric fan on you? It's
Oh my
kind of
god,
windy.
maingay sir. Sorry.
Yeah. All right.
Yes. Okay.
And then, how did you learn to play these games?
I really forgot how did
Mhm,
I learned this. I just realized I was playing it with my friends.
mhm,
Maybe because maybe through copying, through asking of how do you do this, and
mhm.
then I learned it.
Okay. And what would you consider was your favorite game when you were a child?
Um, I really can't translate this game into English, but
Mhm.
we call it sato, wherein
What's
we
that?
have we have a larger stick and a smaller stick, and then
Mhm,
we will uh, dig a hole in on the ground, and then
mhm,
put the lower stick there, and then we will have to hit it uh, and hit we'll have to hit it on the ground to make it fly, and then hit it on the air,
uh-huh.
in the air, yeah, to make it ano?
It's a difficult game that you chose. You should have just chosen hide and seek.
So, my
Okay.
favorite thing, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And
Okay,
then,
hide and seek na lang.
do you think it's important for children to play games?
Of course, sir, especially those physical that games that involve physical, since uh, primarily it really helps uh, those playing games would really help them be more active,
Mhm,
get fresher air and their lungs to be exercised.
mhm,
And yeah, aside from having friends and being able to learn different communication skills and personal or social
mhm.
skills, they will
Yeah.
also be more healthy.
Very nice. Galing. So now, Mai, I'd like you to talk about the topic. And before you talk, you have a piece of paper, Mai.
Cellphone na lang, sir.
Sige. Can we skip the 1 minute preparation time?
Sige, sir. Sinanay mo na ako dun, sir.
Do you see the screen?
Ay, dyan. Sige, wait lang, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ready? An open air or street market which you enjoyed visiting. Huh, BGC.
Oo,
Ready,
sir.
Mai?
Yes, sir.
Past tense, Mai.
Yes,
Ready,
sir.
time starts now.
Well, actually, I've been to different markets, but maybe the my most favorite would be the Mercato. It is actually located in uh, at just at the front of Venice Piazza Mall. It This market is really huge and consists a lot of stalls, approximately around maybe 50 or more, and they sell different type of food, uh, v- shakes, desserts, different, what do you call this, cuisines. You can find there different, like Korean, Mexican, or American food. As I've said, this is a large market that occupies the block that is in front of the specific mall, and I really enjoyed it actually, since yeah, because of the variety that it offers, and it's so tempting to go. It was really tempting to go there because um a lot many people flocked in there, maybe because it was famous, and also they also offer very uh good looking and tasty food. It was also free to go there. You don't have to pay entrance fee, and as well as you will enjoy meeting different people. And actually, the sellers are,
Thank you, Mai.
yeah, good, sir.
I've never been there, Mercato.
Ako rin, sir. Hindi ko pa napasok yun.
Oh, I see. And then when was the last time you were in this place?
Actually, sir, it was famous on social media, so
Mhm.
that was the thing that came into my mind. But
Okay.
I really didn't go there since, gosh, ang daming tao, akala mo lang COVID. So I didn't
Okay.
waste my time.
That's
Ang haba ng pila.
In McKinley, correct? In
Yes, sir.
Venice.
Just in front of the Venice Mall.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So we've been talking about the market that you visited and a few more questions about it. People in your country, do they enjoy going to open air markets that sell things like food or clothes?
Well, as I've noticed, yes, sir. They're really into this kind of stalls or
Mhm.
stores, since they can openly um, select what they want to buy, or just uh, do a canvas, or take a peek if they're
Mhm.
interested.
Okay. Why do you think this is the case? Why are these markets so popular?
First, maybe well, when it comes to vegetables or foods, sir, we can assume that in open markets they offer more fresh goods, since they're not in a air conditioned room, so they have to make sure that it is fresh, unless since it will go it will rot immediately in that heat, in that hot space.
Mhm.
So And the second one, it is really cheaper.
Mm,
Goods there are really cheaper. So, and you can also bargain the price.
I
Yeah,
see.
unlike going into a supermarket
Would you
that
rather
you that
shop in such markets or in more expensive places?
I'm quite stingy, sir. So I think I'd rather buy in open markets because
Mm,
you can negotiate the price, unlike in supermarkets that uh, quite fixed.
okay. And what about shops? Why do some people, what are the advantages of buying things from shops rather than markets?
Well, I'm I'm currently thinking shops like for example in shops, sir, you on the other hand you can be secure that their goods are being monitored, being audited. Um, what do you call this? It is this goods should reach the standard of regulatory. uh tawag ko dito. Yes, oh sir. Because they have to ask permits in order to operate. So
Mm.
uh, you can be sure that the goods they're selling are in quality, unlike
So,
in
do you think it's therefore better to buy more expensive things, given that they have better quality?
well, it really depends on the priorities of the buyers. If they're more into practicality, like having these lower standards
Mm,
can gain more food or more products.
mm,
I think it would really depend on the situation. If
mm,
I'm a person who's into quality,
mm.
I won't mind spending more just to
Okay.
make sure that the thing or goods will last longer.
Let's talk about advertising. How do you think that influences people's buying decisions?
Well, the exposure itself, sir, makes the brand more, you know, credible.
Mm,
Me, for me personally, since i- this this item looks familiar, so I'm more into thinking that this is a good product, since they were able the management was able to afford to do the advertisement.
mm. Is this true for everyone, you think?
No, sir. I think some people would still depend on what their friends or
Mm,
the people they know
okay.
recommend.
You think word of mouth is more effective?
Yeah, sir. For
Mm,
me, I, I I personally bought a product because my cousin
mm,
recommended it. But yeah, and then I found out that this products is way better
mhm. Okay.
than
Let's
the
talk
one she
about,
recommended. Yeah.
oh, okay. Let's talk about trends. Like, what are the recent changes uh, in the way people live that have affected their shopping habits?
What are the reasons, sir?
Recent changes
Uh well,
that have affected their shopping habits.
w- the number one would be the pandemic.
Mhm,
Yeah, since we were confined in our houses,
mhm,
people opted to do online shopping.
mhm,
So Shopee and Lazada were really in demand.
mhm.
Products in there are were really, yeah, selling.
Is this a good thing?
For me, sir, that buying online would be better.
Mhm,
Maybe maybe you will not be able to see the product personally, or you won't be able to fit a shoe
Mm.
if it
Yeah.
really fits on you. But
Mm.
you can, since you know your size, you can also read the comments online. Me personally, I do that before buying things. I oftenly check comments first. If
Mm.
it garnered a lot of good comments, I
Okay.
would definitely buy it.
All right. Thank you very much, Mary
Okay.
Lee.
Thank you, sir.
Mary Lee Esquadra. That's the end of your speaking test. Hold on, I'll just stop the recording.